Hi, this is C.Ficklin at C.Ficklin.com or welcomenetwork.com. Welcome is spelled W-Y-L-C-O-M-E, network.com, or istudyguides.com or explain.com, and it's a play on words, so let me spell it for you. ASKPLAIN.com. Well, we're back, and I want to look at a verb that I've been told, and frankly it sort of surprises me, but I've been told is the verb that has the most meanings and or expressions in the English language. I would have thought it would have been the verb to get, or the verb to do, or the verb to make. Not to make so much, but to get most definitely. It isn't. Now, I don't know whether, now, the person who said it was from the UK, from the United Kingdom, so I'm not sure whether that's the case in British English or American English. But I can tell you one thing. Once I started doing research and looking through all the dictionaries, because I like reading dictionaries, and, you know, when I'm not doing something, check out the dictionaries. And when I started doing research on it, if it's not the verb that has the most expressions or whatever, it has an awful lot of them. You can get all these expressions, as you can get everything I've been talking about, at our website, and these expressions you can get at the book, as I said, the book that I wrote, which is Understanding and Speaking English Metaphorically, or Understanding and Speaking Metaphoric English. So I'm talking about the verb to set. I know you're probably saying, the verb what? Now, it's an irregular verb, and it's a very old verb in the English language. But I really didn't think, but you know, when you think about it, the verb is used a lot. So, you know what I'm going to do? Instead of keep talking about how I don't know and all this stuff, let's just look at some expressions with to set. And there's a lot, so I'm not going to even get through half of them. I'm not going to even get through a quarter of them. But I'm going to see if I can get through enough of them. All right. Now, once again, when I'm looking over here, I'm looking at the website itself. I'm looking at the book that you can download. As you know, everything is for free. And the book contains thousands upon thousands of expressions. And I'm just taking parts in the videos. I'm just taking parts of what I researched and wrote about. All right. All right. To set about. Let's look at a sentence. Don't you think that it's about time that you set about righting your wrong? To set about. He is the kind of person who sets about making the impossible possible. To set about. Now, don't you think it's about time that you set about righting your wrong? Now, I don't necessarily talk like that, but I've heard it, because it means too many words. But to begin or to start to do. So you can begin, to set about means to begin or to start to do. Or an expression, to start the ball rolling. So when you start the ball rolling, you're starting a process. So when you set about righting your wrong, that means you start the ball rolling, or you start the process of writing something or making something right that you made wrong, that you've made wrong. Okay. He's the kind of person who sets about making the impossible, possible. To launch with vigor and determination, to get a move on, to put one's wheel rolling, to undertake. Now, I don't say to put one's wheel rolling. I've seen it in the dictionary, and I'm pretty sure they use it in some parts of the country, but I never say that. To undertake, yes. Or to launch with vigor and determination. No problem. Okay, now, this is more British. Frankly, I don't say this, but let me give it to you. To set about. The men set about the poor men. The men set about the poor man with their fists. Now, I don't talk like that, but in this respect, to set about, and this is informal, to attack someone. So if you set about, British English, informal, means to attack. There's other expressions for the set about, but let's just, okay. Let's see. Set the clock ahead 15 minutes. I don't want to arrive late. Set the clock ahead 15 minutes. I don't want to arrive late. Now you can set the clock ahead 15 minutes, or you can put the clock, but I would say set the clock, okay? To put or place at a later time. So even though it's 11 o'clock, you set the set the clock at 11:15. So you think it's 15 minutes later, so you leave early. Force yourself to leave earlier. I love to set my characters against a European or African scene. I love to set my characters against a European or African scene. I write a little bit. I write a little bit of fiction sometimes. And where the places that I choose, where the characters are going to be interacting, it usually isn't in the United States. It's usually in Europe or in Africa. Those are the countries. Countries. The continents that call my attention. So to put or place alongside. Okay. Now let me see. Give you some other ones. Some that I'll use a little bit. His mother successfully set the family against his wife. Everyone now hates her. His mother successfully set the family against his wife. Everyone now hates her. To encourage or provoke a situation where friends become enemies. So if I set someone against someone else, I set up a situation so that these people who normally maybe would have been friends or at least acquaintances now become enemy. You manipulate a situation. To set, let me give you a sentence before I give you an expression. I have a little money set up. I have set a little money apart to pay for your wedding. I have set a little money apart to pay for your wedding. To lay or put away. To keep in reserve. So to set apart or to set aside. Now what I'm reading from is, let me tell you once again, understanding and speaking metaphoric English, or reading and understanding English metaphorically. And I'm giving you a sentence, and I'm giving you the expression, and I'm giving you synonyms or sometimes definitions of what a word means. And here we're looking at the verb to set. To set apart. The black facade set the house apart from all other houses in the neighborhood. The black facade set the house apart from all other houses in the neighborhood. So when you set apart in this respect, you're making conspicuous or prominent when compared to something or someone else. So if something about you sets you apart, it makes you stick out. Like they say, to stick out like a sore thumb, or to stick out like a nail. And in some cultures, what they'll do, they'll try to pound that nail back into place. Okay, to set aside. This money has been set aside for the students who worked on the campaign. This money has been set aside for the students who worked on the campaign. And to set aside is to put to one side or to reserve so no one else spends the money. Time's up. So once again, you can come to understanding and speaking English metaphorically, or understanding and speaking metaphoric English, and come to our site, and you can download this. I have a number of books that I wrote dealing with English expressions, also dealing with Spanish. looking at some Spanish expressions. So come to the site and check out the books. Thank you.